I doing? I'm getting the pan ready that I'm gonna pour the roux on because it's napalm. Okay, this is very, 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 very hot. Are you ready? Oh, this is so exciting. I'm making the very first roux of your lives. Oh my God, now you're gonna go home and show your parents and they're gonna go, what is she, Tallulah Bankhead? Okay, here we go. I start with clarified butter. Why? My young friend, what if I used whole butter for this?
My friend.
What if I used...
Proteins are still there.
What?
The proteins are still
No,
there.
What would happen to whole butter if I brought it up to 255 degrees?
Burn.
Burn.
It would burn. Yeah.
Have a nice
All
day.
right? Okay? I want this to bleach white. The last thing I want this to do is to burn, is to brown. Okay? Dig this, dig this. Everybody talks about brown roux, and of course when you make an Espanol, you're going to make a brown roux. I want you to hear a word. Are you ready for this word?
Yes,
The word is called dextrinization. The sugar in flour is called dextrose. When flour turns brown, when toast turns brown, that's called dextrinization. All right, all right, all right?
Okay.
When flour dextrinizes, it loses its flour power. All right? It's less of a thickener. And so we want the most efficient thickener ever, don't we? All right. Now look at this. My friends, when we make our roux, first of all, remember this. Remember this. We want our spoon to stay at a 65-degree angle, so no splashing. All right, all right, all right? I'm going to stir this flour in off the heat because I don't want uneven cooking. Now, my friend, you're going to have to get me more flour. Here, let's get ready with this.
I like
you
that.
have this at the ready.
You clarify where is it? Just boiling it and skimming? That's all it is.
Okay, watch this. Watch this. I add the flour. Hey, am I measuring anything?
No.
The textbooks are going to tell you that it's 50% flour, 50% roux. Excuse me, 50% flour, 50% clarified. You know what I'm looking for? The consistency of wet sand. That's what I want, the consistency of wet sand. Look at this. Look how I go around. I'm doing it calmly. Look, all I want to do is incorporate without splashing. And you know what? Since I'm a whole body cooker, why don't I just go like this too? Now, those lumps will come out when you have enough flour.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
So you prefer the spoon versus a whisk?
Say that again.
You prefer the spoon versus a whisk?
Oh, I mean, you could use a whisk. I was taught to use a spoon. Yes, the thing is, you can use a whisk, but you're going to have to change to the spoon sooner or
Yeah,
later.
because I'm picking up and flour.
Yeah, so I'm just using one piece of equipment instead of two.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want to incorporate, but look how I incorporated that. Okay? Are we loving this wet sand?
That's it.
Okay, everybody come here, come here, come here. Because you're all going to see this bleach out. Where's Maya?
Where you at, Mike?
We're good.
Oh, you can see?
Yeah, they got it on that.
Okay? This is beauty. Notice how it's unconscious with me now. But notice how I always address the sides of the pan. Okay, okay, are you ready? 1 second. In a second, and it's already happening on the sides of the pan, you're going to see it bleaching white. I can turn it up just a tad. See, it's getting lighter right there. Look, see it getting lighter right there on the sides? This is the blonde roux. Why do I keep stirring? Because I want all of it to get lighter. Look at that, see? It's bleaching out. Look at it. This is a blonde roux.
And it gets even more bleached white.
No, I mean, it'll all get bleached. Now, remember, we have a little bit of a ghee thing happening here, but that's okay. Look at that. Look at that. See? See how light it's getting? And look how buoyant it's getting, too.
Yeah.
You know, flour is 17% moisture. Look at that, that. Okay, hot pan. Okay, now, when I pick this up, I could pick it up right here. Oh my gosh, it's too heavy. But if I pick it up right here, closest to it, I can pick up the pan. And see look at this. See how bleached white?
Yeah.
Okay? So this is our roux. Beauty. Okay, hot pan, hot pan. Just saying, if you've got a real hot pan, and I mean hotter than this, you spray it with water, that's what makes these pans work. Just giving my 2 cents worth on that one. All right, here's our blonde roux. Now remember, you need to, we're going to talk about the anatomy of a lump right now. We don't want to use a boiling hot roux in a boiling hot stock. We want to use a room temperature roux, a soft roux, hot stock. Cold roux, hot stock, won't lump. Now what's the anatomy of a lump? A lump is when the roux is cold, right, and it won't disintegrate right away, it won't break up and thicken the sauce, and then what happens, this is what an oatmeal lump is too, by the way. Remember the protein? It coagulates. In other words, the stock cooks it on the outside, and it coagulates like a gnocchi. Doesn't that just make sense? That's the anatomy of a lump. You'll never get rid of it. It's a piece of gnocchi by then. All you can do is strain it out. Okay? So the goal, of course, is to not create lumps at all. All right, let's go. We are going to start our fumet. While our fumet is simmering, we're going to make the bechamel and the velouté. Oh, we have 2 delicious hours. Isn't that amazing? I know! I think I'm getting better with this time management thing with a 4-hour class. At least I'm telling myself I am. All right, now, our goal. Forget about the recipe. The recipe's in the book. We're talking about technique, okay? Our goal now is to sweat. Sweat without color. Does everybody hear me? This is why we can afford to use beautiful whole butter instead of clarified. This is why we can have this amazing flavor, because we're not going to have color. I turn on the stove. I'm going to add the butter. Here's my mise en place. A saucier, a poissonnier, really every station behind the line, maybe except the garde manger, has to have cubed butter in your mise en place. It has to, you have to have it every day. You do it the night before you go home. Before you go home, you have your cubed butter. Here we go. Be careful, not too much. You're just going to skim it out. you go. Now, I am going to show you the art of the sweat. My young friend, if you go into the cooler, the rack on the left, bottom shelf, you're going to see a container with 2 pieces of fish in it. Would you bring that to me, please? Thank you. Okay, watch this. Who's in control? Who's in control, me or the food?
You are.
You bet I am. You bet I am. You bet I am. If I see the pan is too hot, am I going to put the shallots in this pan?
No.
I don't want any color. If I'm crazy enough, to burn the butter, to get the butter a little noisette, okay, noisette is a hazelnut, but it's also the color of a hazelnut brown, then I'm not going to use it. Who's a big strong man today? You feel like a big strong man? I would like you to take this, and I would like you to chop it up for me.
Holy mother.
What type of fish is that?
This is a halibut. Is it? Okay, can you chop this up for me? Concassé?
Concassé. I don't know who to put the camera on now.
Huh? Yeah. Lay it out flat? Okay. I'm gonna wash my hands.
Oh my God, look at that fish.
Holy mother.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to add the shallots first. Why do I add the shallots first?
Yeah, halibut. Tell the camera.
Here you go, look at this.
The reason I was telling them to lay it out, I wanted to kind of imagine the shape and then the piece would take it off.
Jeez, that's thick. Gosh.
See them bones cracking?
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Whoa.
With that knife, huh?
Chef knows.
That's actually a halibut. Just they trimmed the bone off of it.
Yeah, they've left a lot of fish on there. They left a lot of flesh on these bones, as a matter of fact.
So you really
the person,
could-
what a shoemaker.
So you really could do something with that besides what we're doing.
Yeah, you could
right?
throw it on the grill. There's so much meat left on these
Yeah.
bones, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of white meat.
You make at least what?
Okay, I realize I'm doing your job for you. Just 1 second.
Did a good job for a butcher knife, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be willing to go into the cooler and get the white wine?
I like that diagonal cut she does.
Yeah.
It lifts it a little bit. Sticky fish.
Oh, here, finish that. Yeah, what'd you say?
Cow. Stuck.
Okay, I don't understand.
Do it again. One more time.
One more time.
One more time.
I'm gonna look at. She's asking something. I'll let me ask you something. Yeah, I know one more.
He's
Maybe
saying
two, depending on your-
You can make a regular fish stock, all right?
One more.
A fumet, you're going
There
to
you go.
see, just brings out the flavor of this fish, okay? As opposed
Yeah,
to
that's a tough
covering
fish.
this with cold water, bring it to a simmer, have a nice rip it apart.
Just keep banging at that
A regular
mother.
fish stock is not going to have wine in it.
There you go. Very nice.
Hey, you got another one.
Does she want it? Does she want to do both?